We roll, we rage, and we rarely check for traps. We are Raging Rolls.
Evening, and welcome back to the Raging Rolls. Tonight, you're joining a few of us as we attempt to get to the bottom of a mystery that continues to baffle us all. Tonight, I am joined with me by Rod, Mark. Not sure where I'm pointing, but I'm going to be pointing all over the place. Jeremy and Dan. And we're all going to be trying to get to the bottom of where the Acacia of Dragons is within the Waterdeep City that was left by the previous lord of the city itself. And hopefully help a few of the people out, including a family who has made some questionable deals with the devil. Last time we left off, the party was chasing a Nimblewright across the rooftops of the city, trying to catch them as they had been entrusted with an artifact known as the Stone of Galore. Now, the Stone of Galore is said to be the secret to uncovering the Acacia of Dragons beneath the city. But as they reached it and finally had it in their hands, it was told, and it was noticed by the party, that the spots where there should have been eyes inside the Stone of Galore, there was three empty sockets that should contain these eyes. And it's with that realization that the party realizes that they're a bit of a way off before they're finally able to attain the wealth that lies beneath Waterdeep. What are you all up to?
I would like to hide the stone.
Beautiful. So you are trying to keep it out of sight.
I want to check. I want to keep an eye on him because I want to try and do sleight of hand to take it off him.
I am in my room.
Oh, you're on the rooftop to begin with.
Oh, we're on the rooftop.
Oh, no,
I thought
we're back at
we
the
met
tavern.
Winchester.
We're back at the tavern with the stone and the Nimblewright and Erstal, according to my closing note.
And Ursel, you guys kidnapped Ursel, that's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
We knocked him out. So how about you go hide that stone and we go have a talky talk with our best mate.
Yes, I think that would be best. And I go and I hide the stone. Do I need to roll for it or?
No, I mean, I hope. Are you hiding it in the house?
I'll message you where I'm hiding it.
That's in general, give me a stealth check just to see how well you sort of position this thing.
Great or
Is it
terrible?
is it on a physical person? Are we going to have a medical emergency in a little bit?
Yes, that one, please.
And
That's
that one
beautiful.
is not many.
Hey, unfortunately, you did not ask for any assistance on this one. You intentionally try to keep it secure on your own. You know, and so you are very inclined to hide this in the most obvious place possible.
Yeah. Okay. Excellent. I'm just
This campaign will take a wild turn if you somehow manage to misplace the Stone of Galore.
Make a history check if you can't remember where you put it.
Yeah.
Okay, so just so I'm clear, we're back at the tavern, hanging around. We've got Erstal in tow. We've just seen the Stone of Galore tumble out onto the ground, basically.
We've noticed that it's missing three things. We have a deadline with the sleeping kids of 10 days.
Correct. So if
And there's a non-sleeping kid.
That was my wife.
I love it.
Taking the mickey out of us.
And the Nimblewrights were also in town and putting on a show in a number of days.
They were.
I don't know how much that is still a thread of this story.
Hey, at this point, the Nibblewright has seemed to be at least one of them integral to the Stone of Galore.
The one that we
Yeah.
have.
Bear, can we check if
So now that we've recovered,
sorry, go Clay.
so let's have a talk with the Nimblewright.
You want to have a talk with the Nibblewright?
Sure.
How much was alive after you handled the Nibblewright the last time?
I literally used command on him, and he stopped, so he should be in perfect working order.
Good. Excellent. So yeah, go ahead.
Ren fired an arrow at the Nimblewright with rope and stop it.
Yes,
Stopped it
yes,
from falling off the edge. So it may have taken a little bit.
All right, so yeah, the Nibblewright is trying to obey its directive, and it continues to try and escape. I imagine at this point you've tied it up so that it cannot do that.
Yes. Absolutely.
As this thing tries to move its autonomous sort of legs, it just sits there writhing around on the ground.
I
Where are you
come
going?
from my
Where are you
room.
trying to go?
It does not respond.
Does it look like it can respond?
You have had conversations with Nibblewrights in the past when you went to the temple, so you assume that this one has the same ability to speak.
We might need some of that command action, Mr. Redhelm.
I don't know if I can use command to make it speak. I don't know if it. I don't think that's exactly how that spell works per se.
It's kind of like stop, release.
Yeah, approach, drop, flee, grovel, halt, sort of things. More in my wheelhouse. Does anyone have anything that can affect the mind, or?
I do. I go up and just start shaking him.
Roll an intimidation check.
I've been wanting to do this for a while.
Oh,
Ooh. Oh, with a beautiful nat 1. The fearsome barbarian shaking very gently the Nibblewright as its bonds begin to loosen from all of the vibrations. You put it down, realizing that's not an effective way of communication.
so let me just get this
I said
straight.
it-
We're trying to figure out if this thing knows anything about these empty sockets on this stone. Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now-
Where is that? Where is that little stoner anyway?
I
We'd be
have
rubbing
no
it, touching
idea.
it, squeezing it. Anyone seen it? Where did that little red fucker put it?
I didn't put it anywhere. I thought you guys had it.
Well, this is going to be interesting. First,
Right, we've all got to look for it. Everyone, pan out. Let's try and find this thing.
All right.
I'm gonna start marching around the place looking for it.
yeah, looking under tables and
I
stuff.
wait till
I
everyone.
will babysit both Urstel and the Nimblewright.
Oh, I was gonna offer to do that, Claymore. You're all right. You can go in.
I suppose I've already babysat Urstel for a little bit.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you missed out on the fun. Like you might find some more action out with the rest of them once you look for the stone.
Looking around, do we see anything in the room?
Make an investigation check.
The three of us?
Just make one with advantage. If you'd like.
Yeah. Get up, son. Get up.
So the one we got there was an 8. You notice that the furniture is unmoved, minus a few jugs that seem to have recently been drunk, and you can follow the trail of ale right into the room of the sleeping Minotaur.
Dave,
Still-
we got the stone.
You groggily hear a "Wah," and then just nothing else.
Useless man.
Expletives.
This doesn't make any sense.
Well,
We just
that's,
walked in here with the stone and now it's gone. We've spent days trying to track this thing down. Where is it gone?
Is
Man,
everyone out of
Zim's
the
gonna
room
be
at the
hell
moment, DM?
pissed.
Yeah, let's say everybody's out of the room.
Awesome. I take out the stone, and I approach the Nibblewright.
Seeing the stone, the Nibblewright lurches its sort of tied up body towards it.
where are the bits that go into these holes?
And you hear it say, "Must run with stone."
We will protect the stone. Where are the rest of the bits?
Must run with stone.
What's your name?
Must run with stone.
That's a strange name. Okay, and I put the stone back away where it was.
And it just flops back, losing sight of it, trying to escape from its bondage.
If we're,
Okay.
if we're out of the room, did we hear anything like going on at all? Did we hear that or mumbles at all of the?
You're going to make a perception check if you were listening out for it.
Absolutely. We're just trying to find something. Where all the senses are up right now.
Yeah.
The visual senses weren't that great, but let's see if the hearing was.
Come on.
With the 6, you don't notice anything out of the ordinary. It was the rumble and the grumble of the Minotaur that really cancels out your ability to catch the nuance of the struggle going on in the main room.
Oh, that's a 5th roll without breaking.
Yeah, we have
Yeah,
not
this is it's going to be a good rest of the session statistically.
Who had the stone? No, is it not on us, but was it the Nimblewright that we tackled and
Yeah.
it fell out there? So it wasn't Erstal. Erstal
No.
was there for it and it got grabbed.
Yes. Well, no. So Erstal came there. The people that were the house we're in had the stone. They gave it to the Nimblewright. The Nimblewright ran, and then we had to chase after the Nimblewright.
So are we?
All right, let's ask Erstal what he knows about the stone and any 3 eyes that he may have them. He may have the other pieces.
So I imagine you've sort of bound his mouth at this point. Are you going to be undoing that?
Yeah, undo it and
Make a strength check.
He's sort of
You rip off his bottom jaw.
like he's there just massaging his mouth. I'm not telling you anything.
Fair. See if you can convince him
I
otherwise.
think you might want to, friend. I have some rather unique abilities that I can make life very unpleasant for you.
I've had a lot
Bring you back.
trees.
Yeah? Is that the case? So I take out the Warhammer and I rest it on his kneecap.
Make an intimidation check.
Come on, roll above
Cat.
10.
Come on, dude. Above a 10. Above a 10.
Also, is Erstal in the same room as the Nimblewright?
I assume so.
Cool. And did he see?
Hey, it's above a 10.
Sorry.
Well, was he conscious when I was having my conversation with the Nimblewright?
I imagine he was if he was now able to talk. Yes.
Awesome. Fantastic.
Luckily, I don't think he really learnt anything, so I think it's fine.
Okay.
He was pretty aware that the thing was running with it. You guys talked about it the entire morning so far. He says, "You think that's the first time I've seen a Warhammer? Kid, I ate Warhammers when I was your age."
You might actually eat this Warhammer in a little bit. What do you know about the stone?
Listen, I was just out on a stroll. I came upon a big fireball explosion. Me being a man of opportunity, I saw a glittering green object appear in the pocket of a small creature. And, I did my little 5-finger Monty, as they call it. And before you know it, I had myself a delightful prize before it was sort of thrown around a little, and now you have it. So congratulations. Now you can just let me go. Find us keepers.
What do you know about it?
It's very beautiful. I suspected it would be worth a bit of money. I was going to pawn it off to a local merchant.
Imagine.
You mentioned 3-finger Monty. We can arrange that too. Keep talking.
Well, what else is it that you want to know? I've been trying to be transparent.
How do we make this thing work? How do we get it to light up?
Oh, I didn't know that it lit up. No, what do you mean it light up? It's a stone.
I'm smelling a shit ton of something, and I think it's bullshit.
So I say, fellas, fingers or the knee?
Well, you see, what we could actually do, being a man of the cloth that I am granted special abilities to bring people back from the brink of death. So we could take him to the brink of death and bring him back as many times as needed.
Right, I'm gonna smack him as hard as I can in the head with my fist.
Go ahead, roll to hit. You
Okay,
get advantage on this one. He is bound.
Is that just a strength check, isn't it, with my fists?
Well, it's just do your. I think that's and your proficiency. I imagine you're proficient in your fists.
I would too, so it's +2 to this roll.
Oh, so
Oh,
plus
there we
2,
go.
so you get a
19. 18 or 19.
You smack him. Go ahead and roll for damage.
Is it? It's like a 1d6, isn't it? 1d4, I think. And what my fists are.
Do you have Tavern Brawler feat?
No, I'm just a thug.
Yeah, so it's a D2, so it's a
1d4.
D4 divided by 2.
Divided by 2.
Yeah, it's a D2, so that'll be 2 plus your strength modifier.
Gross.
Yeah.
2 plus strength mod, which is also 6.
It seems. Yeah, so you smack this guy. Go ahead and roll an intimidation check on him. Hopefully you're intimidating. I'm still waiting.
Oh my god.
Nice.
Oh yes.
91.
Yeah, good rolls.
All right.
Finally.
So
There we go.
he says, I was being transparent. You didn't have to hit me. I'll tell you what I know, all right? Just relax. It's just a lot. You know, I'm coming in here, hospitality aside. I thought you guys were a place of business.
I'm
Talking.
just practicing some like proper golf swings with the warhammer. Just stopping just short of his kneecap.
All right, listen. I heard through the grapevine that there was a bit of money to be made here. All right. Now, I'm going to tell you, but what I want to know first is, you know, if I tell you everything I know, what's in it for me? I know I'm not going to get my kneecap smashed and whatever. That's a good deal. Absolutely there with it. But this was sort of going to be my bread on the table situation for a couple of weeks. So I just want to know sort of what percentage we're talking.
Hold up the 5 fingers again. I take down
All right.
2.
Are we talking 30% there? Is that the situation?
We're not talking percentages.
I'd say definitely you tell us everything that you know and we let you live is a pretty good.
Oh, I suspected that you guys would be hard bargainers, but this is just a bit unreasonable. All right, whatever. Listen, you ever heard of Xanathar?
We have.
Now, I myself don't work directly with the man, if you could call it that. But anybody that tries to make their living getting their hands on some items, they oftentimes need somebody higher up the food chain to be able to pass those goods on, you understand?
Yeah,
Now,
we're here.
Xanathar, he's a good bloke, just unpredictable. And in this particular case, I has word that he's looking for this stone here that you have. Now, myself being an entrepreneur of sorts, I went after it. I decided, you know what? I'm gonna follow it and I'm gonna try and get it so that I could, put my little 10% on it, make sure that I keep the trade of Waterdeep going. And as it so turns out, I was in the right place at the right time. I was watching as the little halfling was walking right up to your door here, and there he was, and he was bamboozled by a bunch of Zentarum, and out of nowhere, I thought I was going to have to fight them off. They all get killed in an explosion. You know, I just took it and I ran. I got hit by part of it, and he looks at his leg, which you can see is got some burn wounds on it. But you know what? I thought I'd had myself a pretty good deal here with this thing. I could have retired. But now you have it. Now I don't know why Xanathar was so keen on this thing, but he sure was. And the Zentarum, they looked like they were after it as well. Now I'm just a humble thief, but if I knew what was good for me, I think I'd be staying well away from this thing. It just attracts far too much light.
Sounds like something we want.
Do I get the sense that he's telling the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Hit that insight button.
That insight button once I get to that page. Too many spells to go. Okay.
Love it how you casually is he telling the truth? I know that.
With that role, you sort of have a hard time reading him. He seems to be a lifetime liar. But from what you can tell, it seems to line up with logic.
Okay. I think he's telling the truth.
Oh, bloody of course I am. I ain't got nothing to gain. I got a lot to lose.
How did
I lied.
somebody ask him how did the Nimblewright end up with it?
Are you going to be whispering like that all day, or do you want to talk to me? I'm very transparent, please.
How did it?
Hey, he's he tries to raise his hands. He just sort of shrugs, hey, I'm just trying to be helpful here.
All right then, fine. Tell me, how did the Nimblewright end up with this thing?
Well, now we're on to a big story, right? So, you see, I was there I was living with those folk there in the manor for quite some time, and there I was, just minding my own business, when suddenly I was tipped off that they'd gotten a hold of it, and I was leaving it there. Now, I made my way there to try and take it back, because it was time for me to get to Xanathar, and that's when I ran into all of you. And, instead of it going to Xanathar's, the lady of the manor decided, apparently, to send it out the window with the Nimblewright. Where it was going, I don't know. It's not my Nimblewright, but here we are.
Bullshit. I smell that.
Yeah, your men and you attacked us.
Oh, well, you were imposters in my sort of temporary residence. I didn't know what your situation was.
We had a guard with us who was escorting us.
Well, you should have announced yourself better.
You said you had it, and then the Nimblewright had it. How did that happen?
Well, see, had it is that it was in the house, but I guess if you put it like that, I guess I was always not in possession of it.
What?
Well, see, I thought that I was part of the team that had it, but as I became to realize that thieves rarely make partnerships for too long, and I think had you not literally tied me up, kidnapped me, knocked me unconscious, and dragged me all the way to your tavern, I would have probably had a falling out with the people who ended up trying to keep the stone away from me.
So let me get this straight then. You're saying that we basically just saved your life.
Oh, not my life, but my business prospects you've definitely lost. I had a far better army than they had.
So by us taking you away, you're now better off than you had been if we had left you to face the music.
Well, no, they had two of them and a few house guards, which I showed you how easily those were overcame. I was going to walk away and probably part of the manor.
You seem to know a lot about this stone. It's missing bits.
My assumption was that the Xanathar had them, if he was willing to pay such a high price for the stone itself.
What high price is he paying for the stone itself? What's he offered you?
There was rumors of a couple of 1,000 gold dragons.
Interesting.
But rumors only.
I've heard enough. I want to hear what this Nimblewright has to say.
You can try talking to him again. Didn't seem well last time.
I'm gonna. Can I cast message on the Nimblewright and tell him to
Sure.
deal with us? I want to say, Nimblewright, we just want to know where you were heading with the stone.
Now, message doesn't allow it to respond to you, does it?
It does. Let me just double
In
check.
its mental, like telepathically or verbally?
No, it doesn't say.
Telepathically.
Cool. Yeah. So yeah, the
Oh,
you send this
sorry, it
message
can reply in a whisper. Yes.
in a whisper. Cool. It replies,
Oh, hang on.
"Must escape with stone."
This thing. This thing is.
I look around the tavern and just see if there's any loose stone or a brick or. I'm gonna substitute it and see.
As an
if that gets
active
us any further.
crime scene, not a crime scene, a building site, there definitely would be some bricks lying around. Are you grabbing the brick? Are you changing it in any way? Or are you just giving it sort of a plain brick?
Gary, I'm thinking of that can do minor illusions. No, we'll just go get one chunk of rubble from the explosion outside and put a chunk of the rubble in its hands. Go, there you go. You've got this. Well done.
It tries
Where
to
are you
rise.
headed?
It just rides around. Must run with stone.
How about we could put this thing on a leash?
I was thinking the same thing.
See where it's going.
If only we knew where this stone was.
I don't want it to have the stone because if it did escape us,
Off the stone.
it's gone. But if it thinks it's got the stone, I want to know where it's trying to get to.
What if we looked at this Xanathars thing again? Can we go and find out someone who works in the Xanathar and find out what was so
Wasn't-
nice about it?
Sorry, the people who gave the stone to the Nimblewright, didn't they just tell it to run? Just to get it away from them, get the stone away from them. If I'm remembering correctly.
How do they get it back?
Maybe they weren't planning to get it back. Or maybe
No,
they had
they
it
need
right to take
they
the
need it to get to pay off the pit fiend or whatever it is that they've made a deal with.
No, that wasn't who sent it out. That was who else. Good luck getting those videos real life.
Yeah.
And one job, Run. One
Oh
job.
no.
Oh, there we go. Back in action.
Awesome.
Yeah,
So
sorry.
yeah, so the people who had the stone were not the two that's children are in danger. Completely different family.
Okay.
Okay, so it sounds like to me the only lead we have is this guild.
You're
Well,
trying to get into the Xanathar's guild, then, are you?
I think it's worth investigating. Why? What have you heard? What do you know about getting into this guild or meeting with someone as part of it?
Well, you let me free, and I'll get you your best chance at learning about the Xanathar's guild.
Well, we already tangled with some Xanathar people before, didn't we? That didn't end super well. I seem to remember a giant gelatinous type of cube thing. Wasn't very fun.
Yes.
Well, just you're lucky that you didn't see any of the mind flayers.
Oh, what the hell's a mind flayer? What does it look like? We saw something.
We saw a gazer.
I'd say it was sort of like a squid, but with a human. There's a squid on top with little tentacles.
Yeah,
No,
we saw
saw
we
that.
saw a bag of dickheads.
Yeah, and a brain with legs.
Yeah.
Some reason there's sort of mysteriousness about Xanathar's guild, but one of them is that there's this brain pet loving mind flayer that's just always lurking.
That sounds like we could do that, guys. The other thing is, I know someone who may be able to give us some assistance. We'll have to go to the opera.
Oh, the opera! I love the opera.
Not you.
Well, if you set me free, I might as well join you. It's a good show.
I still haven't
I've sort
decided
of,
if that's the best idea yet.
I've sort of
How
as
about we leave,
bonded with you now, and I feel really close and quite in shoot with your whole goal.
how
Well,
about we leave him with Steve?
well,
Put
yeah, we
the-
could leave. Oh, put
Back on
like a teddy bear with Steve, because Steve won't let go of a teddy bear. Once you give him a teddy bear when he's sleeping, he won't let go.
But please, just let me go. What's the point of keeping me here forever?
It'll
So
be
I
more
slap
comfortable. You'll be laying down. You can have a nap.
slap the tape back on his mouth, drag him into the room. Put Steve's arm over him.
So what's this?
What do we do with this?
So we basically
Sleeping princess.
It's sort of like a bear trap. Its arms are open, and you sort of press something into its chest. It's just like ka-chunk, and, it's holding on tight, and it just sort of grumbles. And then suddenly, Steve just sort of rolls over with him, and just like smooshes him into the side of the bed, and he can't move.
Whisper in his ear.
Right, so that's him taking
Join
care
being
of.
a little spoon.
That was the only other idea that I had, was to like knock him out, and then I could have cast a spell on him to make him stable so he doesn't die.
No, keeping him with the
That's
bear
gonna
trap
work
is
much
fine.
better.
So
Yes.
what now?
Should be right.
I'm interested to hear about
Steve
this.
can only keep.
Interested about this opera you're mentioning, but what do we do with this nimble right while we're off?
It seems to not be super active at the moment.
You think it'll just stay
Just
here?
leave it tied up.
Leave it tied? Okay, I'm down for that.
Mr. DM,
Mm.
it was a while ago that we talked about the opera. How
Yeah.
close is the opera?
Reasonably close. Like everything in Waterdeep is fairly accessible. Public transport in main cities.
Oh no,
Really-
I meant like the rendezvous night that I was given.
Oh, it was tonight. It was very close.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Can you refresh us on what the opera connection is?
So there was a message that was delivered to was it you?
It
Your
was me,
character?
yeah.
So
Yeah.
Red Helm was given a notice that there was an opera, and if he wanted to know a bit more about was it the Zentarum?
Mm-hmm.
That he would need to be that he would need to attend the opera and to meet with their contact.
Oh yeah, I got to meet with what's his name? Yes, him.
Ah, yes.
Fancy pants.
I love the old them.
Yeah, I got to meet with. Hey, I'll message you. Yeah. But if we are going to the opera, we're going to have to probably get a bit more cleaned up. I don't think they'll let us in as we are now.
I agree.
What do you mean? Stop bouncing my pecs.
How are you guys going to dress up for this particular occasion?
This is a joint endeavor. The invitation is open to all, or you have
it
your
was-
invitation.
I have a +3.
You have a +3.
That's lucky.
Glad you have that one.
Yeah. It's the same as that 2,000 gold that I got last session.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Remember that.
Makes sense.
Okay.
It's a
Yeah.
shame that those opera tickets cost roughly the same amount, right?
Yeah.
So how are you guys going to go about upscaling your wardrobes?
Do I actually have money? I don't know if I have money.
Yeah, it's really good.
The
look.
ranger's gonna walk out
I
the
think
door and
I've got
say, "I'll be
some-
back before nightfall," and just trots off
Okay.
shopping.
Nice.
Yeah, I've got some fancy pants clothes.
Yeah. Can I get some fancy pants cloak? Like a fancy pants cloak that is worth about 190 gold pieces.
Oh, 190 gold pieces.
That I can put over my outfit,
Damn.
so I don't actually have to get into different clothes.
So you'll need to go do some shopping for that.
Yes.
Do you want to roleplay that, or do you want to just skip ahead?
We can scoop ahead.
So give me a general, how we say this. What's a good merchant roll? So how well you were able to negotiate.
That'd be persuasion, wouldn't it?
Yeah, give me a persuasion.
For all of us.
Well, whoever wants to go shopping.
Oh,
That's a
With a
dirty
unnatural 20, you're able to negotiate down. You save a good 20 gold pieces.
Oh,
You
excellent!
find
I have 20 gold pieces left.
nicely dressed now with a good cloak on, and you're able to spruce up a few of your other wardrobe pieces, give them a good clean, patch up any holes from sword strikes in the process.
Excellent.
With a 7, you find yourself having a tough time, Bear, for trying to find clothes that fit. Often a problem for you, but you just really suffer in this sort of town where you're trying to go for courtly clothes, where most of the men in the court, although rotund, don't quite have your height and stature.
I'm just imagining Beowulf in a hot pink loincloth.
What is it that what are you looking to buy, Bear?
well, I've got, seeing as I don't have any top, I wear no clothes on my upper half. I probably should find something to cover my amazing upper body.
So
I also want it to be a little bit see-through, because the ladies love Bear.
I like it.
Fishnet,
So it's like
fishnet.
I think you get a merchant that's particularly sort of a cutthroat who, in their operations, they manage to find the exact shirt you're after. It's almost a shawl that sort of luckily big enough that it sort of covers you, where most people it would sort of go down past their knees. For you, it fits nicely like a perfectly cropped t-shirt. But they say through their negotiation, the sort of pristineness of the cloth, and you end up paying 30 gold pieces for this shawl. Now onto the ranger. You have a really rough time. How much gold are you willing to spend on clothes?
A little bit. I'm pretty keen for an upgrade. So
All in. How much do you have?
150.
Good. So, you go to a couple of shops, and in the windowsill, you do end up seeing what looks to be almost like a court ranger outfit. Every time that you've ever played a video game where you saw like the perfect like cosmetic upgrade, which is just like an all-in-one like suit that just was like that looks so good, and you see the price tag of it as 300 gold pieces as it dangles in the windowsill there, and the shopkeeper looking through the window gives you a friendly wave, and as you ponder the goods in the window. Next to it is a few pieces that have already been taken from it. It has the boots look nice, the cloak looks decent, but it's just got a very plain sort of top and pants that don't really sort of 100% go with the rest of it, but it's sitting there at 120 gold pieces.
I think I'll have to do it. I need the boots and the coat.
Beautiful. So you managed to go in and get yourself suited up in what's like what's a cheap, like a not a Lowe's suit, but like a Lowe's and some Connors, a good mixture of both. And it's you got like some that are good for future usage and others that you'll throw away after your first good job. And
Right.
you're well
Look like
We're going to look like we need to go to a very different club.
Yes.
Now, Now, how does is it Claymore's outfit stack up?
Oh, sorry. Before you
Claymore-
resolve that one,
No,
can
sorry.
I, while that's happening, I'm going to go over to the what's it called? What's it called? Bear with me. The bent nail, and collect my fancy, classy bow from there that I've ordered.
Oh, yes. How many days has it been? Did they give you a timeline on it?
Well, it was 4 sessions ago.
Yeah, no, fair. That's good. That's good enough time for me. So, yeah, like, disregard any time inconsistencies. We're just humans. And you find your way there, and as you enter, the carver there, again flustered by you showing up, he says, welcome back. It's been such a long time.
Yeah, I think it's about time I collected my bow.
Oh yes, absolutely. And you already paid me in full for that, didn't you?
Yes.
Oh well, great. Why don't you have a seat there, and I'll bring it right up. Please feel free to enjoy just the delicateness I was able to carve into that seat, just the curves, the polish. You can go ahead and just enjoy it for a while. And sort of heads to the back, and you just hear the clatter of wood as a dunk, boom, bam, as he sort of moves things aside, and then you just hear aha, and he pulls it out, and you see a beautifully carved wooden recurve bow. That is what color are your eyes?
Purple.
Oh shit!
Ooh.
The purple tinge to the whole wood as it's sort of been dyed, and it has a little tag that's hanging off of it. And he says, "There you go. Thank you so much for your patronage, and please, always here for a chat, and if you're ever thirsty, please, I'd be happy to take you out for a drink."
Rand's got a boyfriend.
Thanks.
Yeah, boy.
It's like a nice bow.
As you inspect the tag on it, it says, "For the huntress in the night, may you catch your prey as you caught my eye."
Oh.
As I read the tag and walk out, I just turn back, give him a smile and a wink, and walk out.
He just like swoons and he's out for the count.
So beautiful watching you two flirt with each other. On...
Fantastic. It's so good.
Awesome. So, Claymore, how's your clothing situation?
Can we get for less than 20 gold?
Oh, well, you're there at Lowe's Fantasy Emporium, which is offering all of the best clothes at the lowest prices.
I look at the sale rack.
You walk in, and they've got a lot of paintings of incredibly handsome people all over the place, wearing the most elaborate of gear. You see an aristocratic, almost king-like figure wearing clothes that look so incredibly fitted. You see a gladiator adorned with a leather fitted outfit as well. You're just like, it just looks so good. And then sort of next to it on the shelf, you see the leather outfit that's supposed to be the same with like no form. It's just a square cut, nothing, and it doesn't even look like leather. As you go up, it feels like it's just cotton that's been woven together really well. And you end up finding the discount rack, and it's just an amalgamation of different pieces like this.
I buy a bunch of stuff. It may not even fit, but it's on sale. And
okay.
sort of squeeze into it, or I'll, with pants, I'll put a belt on, or at least hold it up with some rope.
Give me a second. I am finding a random outfit generator, and I'm rolling it for you.
Oh no! Oh no!
The department will be kind to you at least. Oh, these are way too good. This is you look fab. I don't want you look fab. I want you look drab. Let's see if there's a fantasy one. Random fantasy. Outfit creator, roll for fantasy. Yeah, this looks great. I hope this is the right kind of fantasy. No, it is good. We're fine. Male.
That's dangerous Google there.
Yeah, totally.
I like to live dangerously. All right, we're gonna get you a jacket. That looks good. Oh, this looks fantastic. You're gonna get a belt, a real fancy looking belt. You're gonna get some funky gloves, which are always good, and then some shoes. What's your like character's motivation for shorts with jackets? Is that a thing that you do?
For the right price, sure.
So I think that'll be our compromise. Is that oh no, these are great. This is just so beautiful. I think you're gonna be in there and be just a little bit too over the top. So you find yourself a jacket, which looks to be woven out of leather, and it's sort of a ripple effect as leather has been sewed in bands to go across the whole outfit. So you're starting to look already like a bit of a ripple effect happening. There was no shirt that really fit, so the shop clerk managed to convince you that it would be a nice look to maybe just show off some of the chest underneath. So you've just got this over the top jacket. And then the belt itself, again, is made of this woven material that's just shiny, a silver shine, contrasting so heavily with the leather that you're wearing. And the pants, just purple. They are the most vibrant pants ever. And then you've got sort of grey shoes on that have a brick pattern to them. And you are mismatched. You stand out like a sore thumb. But you've got the confidence of 9 men.
I'm rocking it. Absolutely rocking it. Tonight at the opera, baby.
Oh,
yeah.
As Ren walks back to the group and sees Clay, she just like stops, looks at him in disgust, and shakes her head. Keeps walking.
How you doing?
Saying that the rest of us look like bloody Panic at the Disco.
I have sent a photo of the sort of general outfit into the memes chat for Dragon Heist.
Oh, that's terrifying. That's gonna haunt my
It's
mind.
definitely vibrant. All right, so everybody is dressed up, looking suave, or at least being somewhat dressed. And the night fast approaches as you all agree to have met in front of the tavern. As evening rolls in, is everybody going to be showing up?
How long does it take to get to the tavern from where we are?
To the opera?
Yeah.
It's a nice
Sorry.
20-minute walk. You don't want to walk too fast because you don't want to sweat in your good
Yeah.
outfits.
Cool.
Yeah.
Before about 11 minutes before everyone gets to we all meet up, I would like to begin to ritually cast the spell Augury, which I'll put in the group chat on Roll20 once I find the fucking thing. Too many spells. There it is. So pretty much, I begin a little ritual by throwing out some divining tools and stuff, and I receive an omen from an otherworldly entity about the result of a specific course of action that you plan to take within the next 30 minutes. It's a wheel or for good results or woe for bad results. So that's pretty much like I'm just asking, is going to the opera going to be beneficial to our cause?
You get wheel.
Okay. Excellent. I pack up my
after
ritual stuff.
Clean up the sacrificed rat.
Yeah,
and
pretty much.
You're good to go.
Excellent.
I'm really sad that they don't have like a much more vicious vibe for that spell. It's like just
basically
throw
you're playing.
It's only level 2, so
Red Helm was playing D&D in D&D.
Yeah,
exactly.
Pretty much, yeah.
And
Although the fun thing with that spell is that the more I cast it, like over a day, if I keep casting it, it means that the chance that you're going to give me a wrong answer, like, builds.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah. So it's not a completely broken spell. It's not a completely broken spell.
Yeah, there is a cumulative 25% chance of casting after the first that you get a random reading.
Yeah.
Oh, that'll be. I hope you keep casting that when you go into bad encounters.
No, it's only it's like once per day spell sort of thing.
It's going to be amazing. It's going to be lovely and easy. Don't take your weapons.
Easy as. All right. So we all are ready to head out with the wonderful roll that you just got, and it's time to head to the opera.
Fantastic. Let's get some opera music going.
So
Right.
you all head there, and approaching the venue is this gorgeous-looking theatre, one that you've walked past a few times, but now seeing it lit up at night, with the full music wafting through as the waiting music ensues, everybody gathering, the excitement in the air. Now you were given a entrance to come into, weren't you, Red Hell?
I'm just going back quickly over the notes. I know I need to go to private box C during the intermission.
Oh, cool.
That's
So
literally it. Yeah.
as you all walk in, you all have your tickets. Then the attendant says, "Can I please have your tickets?"
Oh shh.
Did you bring the tickets?
I thought you had the tickets.
Bear, do you have the tickets?
Got my what? Ticket? No, I thought you said something else. Let me whip it out. Hang
Claymore?
on.
You must have tickets to proceed into the opera.
I'm going to lean over to the guy and say, "It's okay. It's okay. We're with the Xanathar."
Well, that's good, sir. This is not a Xanatharian opera, so your sort of manipulation of me is not effective. Tickets, please.
Yes.
I swear you guys were
is there
given
any card for
tickets.
us? No, we weren't actually. I don't think we were actually given tickets.
Fine. As you stand outside,
Scalpers?
you feel in your pockets, and there's a little envelope.
Oh, there we go.
Red.
Then you are very sure that you did not put that there.
Oh, what's this? And I open up the envelope.
And it's 4 tickets, almost exact amount for the people that attended from your group.
It's like he knew. Ticket. Guys,
Well,
tickets.
thank you.
Yeah.
Come on in. It tears off the stub, gives the other half back to you. Next, please.
And then I'd like to make a way to. It hasn't started yet, has it?
No, so you all have the stubs that show your seats. You're all sitting next to each other, with
Okay,
quite a good view.
And do I know where intermission? Where the private box C is?
You can see sort of towards the back of the room. There are several sort of these boxes, and following from A on the left, you sort of follow your way around, and you see small markings on the box of number C.
Okay, and do I see the person I'm looking for?
It's a private box, so you are not able to look from the general viewing area unless you're trying to go in there.
Oh, okay. All right. Cool. Take my seat.
Beautiful. So the ambient lights, the general anticipation, as the whole room is filled with the sort of chatter of excited guests. You all are sitting when somebody walks around with a crate full of snacks and says, "Anybody for some snacks?"
Hey, boy.
We got.
What do you
we've got
have?
ourselves a customer. What would you like, good sir? We've got ourselves a rat and a stick. We've got ourselves a couple of
Yeah,
candy.
I'll take a Pluto Pop.
All right, well there you go, good sir. That'll be a silver piece, please.
You got any
Him the
Chico
coin.
rolls?
Thank you. Anybody else? We've got candied coins. We have a couple of drinks here. We've been able to distill enjoyment in a cup. We call it cordial. It's pretty great.
Cordial.
It's pretty great.
Otherwise, for the adults in the room, looks around. We've got ale. We've got several fine wines.
Yeah.
We also have some peanuts.
4 ales.
4 ales, peanuts.
4 ales.
I'll give you a discount on the peanuts.
How much of a discount?
About 20%.
Sure.
And there you are, and he throws he pours the jugs from sort of another compartment in sort of his carrying satchel, and manages to pour a tank for each of you. Says, "There you are, sirs, and your peanuts as well." And he throws some candied medallions in as well. It's like, try those out. You'll ask me for more later.
Okay. I'm imagining
And,
they're like little tiny packets of peanuts that are really hard to open.
Oh yeah, they have been magically sealed. They are atrocious. You have to dispel them before they work. It's a nightmare.
Get the dagger out.
The boys, where do we go to bet on the fighters?
I mean, unless I'm not aware of what's going on, I hope there won't be a fight. But you guys do you. It's not my problem. And he sort of walks away before trying to start a scene. And before you all can get too much more annoyed, you do end up seeing the dimming of the lights, and you hear the quiet fall across the theater, and the music swells as the curtain draws back. 5 singers in green, white, blue, black, and red dragon masks are on a dais above the stage. They look down upon a man called Severin, who wears the mask of a dragon cultist. The first song catalogues Araya as they command him to re-establish the cult of the dragon, and then describes the myriad of evil deeds he is to perform. As the song ends, Severin pledges undying loyalty to his queen, and vows to gather the dragon masks in a rising crescendo, as from the back of the theatre, massive dragons fly towards the stage one by one. A stagehand holds up facades of different cities as each dragon tears up the stage, releases a massive breath weapon at the city, then disappears into the wings. And as you watch this beauty unfurl, the giant intermingled with the intensity of what you see, you're all sort of in a strange enthrallment as an intermission is called as the curtains seal.
I immediately I motion to the rest of the party to follow me to get to box C.
But did you see that? That was amazing. Are we
Looking
going
for-
to make the second act?
I'm certain we will.
I hope so.
Bear, how you doing there? You were drooling for a bit. You okay?
Yeah, there was dragons, there was shit. God, this was epic.
So you find your way there, and there's a guard that's standing nearby the door, but you see the classic Zent iconography upon their outfit.
The wrong organization.
The Zentarum?
No, it's Harper.
Which one are you harpering?
I'm Harper.
Oh, this is awkward.
Zentarum.
Yeah,
Beowulf was Zentarum.
I'm Zentarum.
yeah, because I was aware that you were like, okay, you guys are both from the same place. Cool.
No, I'm from the same place as Steve. We travel together.
I know same place, but I thought you were same faction.
No.
Oh, god damn it.
What's his name? Mert. Mert is the name of the man that I'm after.
I sure as hell hope that I could be give the right information.
I literally wrote fashion man speaking to me named Mert, and he knows Nevermember.
He knows Neverember. That's very good. Very, 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 very good. So yeah. So as you come up there, you eventually find the symbol of the harp upon this guard's jacket. Adapt, overcome. That's the thing.
Yeah, and I as we were walking up, I pinned the matching pin that I was given, as well.
And opening, letting you in, they all sort of. He steps away, and you find yourself in a very nice room where they've got quite a few candied medallions. The peanuts come in large bowls, and they have their own ale dispenser. As you see Mert, who is there. Have you met Mert before?
I have, yes.
So for the rest of you, yeah, that's right. We had this whole scene. It's been a while.
Off stream, yeah.
Mert is a rotund man who wears a beautiful velvet blue petticoat with boots of quality and a cloak that looks like it took a few bears to be able to produce. He screams wealth, but he also has this beautiful smile. To many in the past, he was known as Lord Walrus, which is a fun thing that between him and his friends. I will quickly post the picture of Lord Walrus in the chat. There you go. That's old Lord Walrus. He says to you as you walk in, "Did you end up drinking a lot with this guy in the past?"
Yeah, he and I, we had a couple of drinks at the Yawning Portal where we talked about some things that we had, some ideologies that we had in line.
Yes. He says, "Welcome, welcome, welcome. How's the show?"
Quite good, quite good. You know me, of
These
course.
must be these companions you've been telling me all about.
Yes, this is the big ones, Beowulf.
Beowulf, not judging or anything, but the ale is there for you to enjoy if you'd like.
Thank you, good sir, and I quite enjoy that cloak you got there, mate.
Oh yes, it was one that was hard won. We fought a great war, and the enemy general wore this, and I thought it was just fitting that I now don it, being the conqueror.
Walk off to the ale, but looking back at the cloak.
The sulky one is Claymore.
Who currently has a mouthful of peanuts. Like, worst timing in the world. He's just grabbed a handful, just popped them in his mouth.
Now Claymore, that outfit is so forward. I've never seen something quite so extraordinary.
I say, when you go to the opera, you got to get dressed up, you know.
You sure did. I think you almost took some of the sort of stage from the performers tonight.
I do a little twirl.
Yeah, your pants sort of flare out. And it says, "Oh, magnificent, magnificent!" And who's that one? The lovely lady.
Yes, the sultry-looking one, Ren. Don't call her sultry. She doesn't like that.
Well, you never call a lady sultry. How do you do, miss?
I'm well, and yourself?
I'm doing marvelously. What a performance, am I right?
Fantastic.
I'm so glad you were able to join me. It would have been a shame for you to have missed this all.
Thank you for the invite.
Now, I hope that you have been informed of what we here at the Harpers are trying to do in Waterdeep.
I thought we were supposed to keep that a little bit of the DL.
He takes another swig of his tank and he's like, "Oh yes, shh." And he says, "Well, do you trust them, Redhelm?"
They're the uses. They've been very helpful and majorly beneficial, and yes, I believe I do.
From what I've heard of your adventures, I think our causes are quite aligned. Let's just say that we here are attempting to eradicate villainy in all of its forms from Waterdeep. That is our objective. And to that end, we have a vested interest in those who have the ability to ensure that goal to be met. Like Redhelm here. What a great guy. Good fighter. Just all around thorn in those that seek to hurt others' side.
Let's lean over to Red and say, "Red, what are we doing here?"
This is the man who put me on the right track to help us find the nimble right.
Does he? How can he help us?
We can
now?
trust him. Well, I'll show you. And I turn to Mert and I say, "We believe we have located the item of which we have spoken of previously.
Oh,
However,
indeed.
yes, however, it is missing some parts. And I was wondering if you had heard anything through your network about where those parts might be.
I have heard that it is blinded. That it's missing its eyes.
Yes. And have you heard of where these eyes, any whispers, any rumors, anything within the city of where it could be located?
I know of a few parties that seem to be vying for its control. And that is the best indication I have. Firstly, Xanathar is so overly aggressive in his pursuit of this that it would be a great surprise if it was not he who had at least one of the eyes. Other than that, we have some exposure to say that there is an unknown element from Bragan Dioth who is also attempting to make away with the item. And as far as anybody else, I know that there might be a third element, but it's unclear yet whether they know of the wider implications of the item. So for now, I will hold on to that information, not to mislead you.
I kind of lean forward. Do you, like try and say like quietly? Do you mean Ursula Fluskin?
Well, we all know what happened to him, don't we? And he winks.
Okay. And for those, and say we had located the item, what would you suggest would be the best course of action for our group to kind of stay out of the spotlight so we can work towards the greater good?
Well, the greatest good would be to eradicate it entirely. It is an object which only brings with it bloodshed and trouble.
So destroy the object, and then there's no gang war, pretty much, within the city of Waterdeep.
Well, there's one less thing to fight about. I'm not going to say that it'll end overnight.
We okay. Well, we have a bit more to look into now. I know about the Xanathar. I didn't know it, and I've heard Bregendarth, but I've not known about a third factor. Would that be the Zentarum?
Although interested, I think they are more of a generic criminal element here. I think they have some trouble amongst their ranks, but generally, I'm opposed to thinking that they're all evil. They do have a good heart in most of their organization.
Okay. The only other thing I can think of is we met this couple whose children had been stolen, and won't be returned on penalty of death from a demon of some description.
He's like, as you begin to talk, his attention is just entirely on you.
Yeah. Let's see if I actually can find the actual notes. Did I write down the proper notes?
You looking for details about the grandson?
Lord Castle
Lantern.
Castellantis, yes.
Yes.
What a wonderful noble family, right?
Is he saying that sarcastically?
He's very like plate faced as he says it.
Yeah.
The mask of a true politician.
Okay. Apparently this demon's name is Villa. Did I get that right?
Oh, well, this is dangerous. They are quite a well-known family within Waterdeep. Quite an influential bunch. I would be worried if they are vying for the eye. And you say
I
they
don't
have
like something like that.
Are
Just
we-
like super up.
Are we close?
You're all
Or-
he's invited you here. He's relatively confident, at least, in you all.
I'd say they've got a vested interest in finding this cache of dragoons or dragons. They've got a ransom or a bounty that they need to pay off. The sum of 500,000 gold dragons for the return of their children.
Well, as I understand, the children are very much still there. They've made quite a few appearances. But when demons are involved, typically the souls are at stake.
Are we all involved in this conversation, or is it just Red?
You guys are all in the room, yeah?
Yeah, that's what he told us too. They're in body, but not so in mind.
Trapped by an obligation to a demon. What do you all think about that? Do you think that sacrificing that amount of wealth for the benefit of 2 children is that worth it? Or if you were in my shoes, do you think that spending the gold for the betterment of the poor in Waterdeep would be a better way to spend
No
it?
parent should cast away their child.
Yes, children are innocent no matter where they're from.
No matter
If we
the
find the
cost.
money, if we can find what the dragons, we can do both. Money to save the children and money to help the poor in Waterdeep.
And if it came to a choice of one or the other?
There's always a way for both. There's always a way to win both.
Well, I don't know if I necessarily agree, but it's luckily that you seem to be in the driving seat of this particular decision. But if I had the choice of saving thousands of children in the street or saving 2 that's parents have already cast them towards evil, I don't think I would hesitate.
You might say that, but it's not the children's fault. The parents are shit.
No, it's not. But it is not the children who sit homeless every night, cold, alone, and in danger. That they are sitting there either. Thus, it seems that the opera is about to start. If I may ask one favor of you, is that if you must pursue, ensure that Xanathar does not get access to the goods that you have. Neither Bragendirth. For wealth in their hands would only cause far more danger to the city.
Just before
Of course.
we go, you did say that there is good word that Xanathar himself does have one of these missing eyes.
I'd say it's a good shot at it. He's made it quite objective, including the fact that there was word that he was close to possessing it earlier as well.
Okay.
The Stone of Galore, at least. Now, in my time with it, I have amassed a bit of information about Xanathar's guild. So, if I were you and you're interested in doing the same, I would try a spot of gladiatorship. Try your hand at fighting in the arena.
You said arena. Where are we going? Where are we headed?
Xanathar homes a particularly nasty arena, which has a little secret entrance, but once in, you'd be able to fight in it and potentially work your way inside and maybe even get a shot at finding out where Xanathar's lair is hidden. For if you think something is worth a million dragoons, he's not going to be leaving it unguarded.
Fair.
Well, if the
And what
arena's
about
that way,
Bragendirth?
Well,
What's their stake in it? What do we know there?
they are a very resourceful unit, known to be of using some of the darker elves. They seem to be quite a collective of them, but they are far more troublesome than I would have thought a few years ago. Something about the way they operate still perplexes me, and I have not yet been able to put my finger on it. And with that, the intermission is over, and we, as Raging Rolls, will take our own intermission.
Before we break though, there's one thing. Like, can you give us a rough idea? Like the singing you were talking about before, that the guys in the Dragon Mask were doing. What did that sound like? The operatic singing. What did it sound like?
But it's gonna be giant operatic singing, you know. So it's gotta be like a little bit guttural, I imagine. So it's gotta come from a deep place.
I'm just gonna move my headset away from my head.
Like what? Like really? I just gotta get like.
Gotta be there. Gotta feel.
Really want to understand it.
I'm gonna try and find a good line to do it. The first song is the catalog. Arias, they command him. As they begin to sing the song.
Well done.
And that's for everybody that was commenting on our Twitch channel who wanted the DM to sing. So
Fantastic.
Fantastic. You got it. And we'll be back in about 15 minutes with some more Raging Rolls.
Yes.
See ya.
And welcome back to Raging Rolls. I hope you've all got yourself a nice cup of something, a glass of something, a couple of snacks to help you through the rest of the adventure. And we're going to pick up right where we left off with the second half of the opera. As you all bustle down to the seats as everybody returns from the intermission, the snack guy comes through again, and he says to you all, "How about some more of those candied medallions?"
Yeah.
Oh, yes. They'll be silver, thank you. And he throws you a couple of candied medallions. And anybody else?
Maybe some more ale for the party.
Fine.
Yeah.
He pours some more ale for you.
Bring me some nuts.
And he says, "There you are. Oh, and some more magically sealed nuts. There you are. And enjoy the rest of the show." And he nods, moves on.
Is there a trick to opening these?
Just don't be trash.
And while they're trying to open it, I turn to Ren and I go, "Hey Ren, catch." You ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
And everybody around you all who've been looking at you as you're dressed, you're with one of the weirdest dressed people in the entire place. It sort of claps behind you as you make a bit of a scene for yourselves. So we all settle down as again it goes to a quiet as the lights start to dim. And it is then that we are met with the second half of our opera. So you all see the actors come on one at a time, each of them dressed as a different piece of the army. You have the general standing proud, issuing an order as a bunch of men run through to the other side. You see the woman waiting at home, looking absolutely distraught as their husbands and their loved ones are fighting in the battle. You see men in fierce combat with one another. And you also see then a wizard casting a giant fireball that again rains down from above and lands across a battle-scarred land. And then finally, as the music, the singing builds into a crescendo, you again hear the sort of guttural thumping as the drum of the battle begins. You see an army of these heroes march towards the dragon cultists and slay Severin. but not before Tiamat is summoned. The heroes sing in unison of sacrifice and honor as they turn her away from Tyrell. And that is where, on a cliffhanger, the entire opera ends as Tiamat chases the army away into the end of the stage as the curtains close. And the crowd again in stunned silence, just breathtaking. They all begin to clap as the curtains open. The actresses and actors come out, all of them in their garb, some of them still dressed as the colored dragons, others dressed as the cultists, and they all come in unison and waves and bow, and the claps just reach a all-time high as the energy of the room is absolutely incredible. And finally, after a beautiful performance, you all find yourselves drawn to your beds.
Wow. So
That was better second act. I think that's much better than the first one. I don't know about you guys.
the whole thing, just amazing.
Beautiful.
I really like the enactment of Tiamat. Beowulf, you're very quiet. I don't know why. Maybe if you press that button that unmutes you, you'll be able to talk.
And just a friendly reminder that we here do not condone the watching of raging rolls by children.
I muted it so I could go and I totally forgot. It's always the fun of it.
Oh, that's all good.
Just
I just,
when-
in canon, your breath was just so gone.
I was speechless. Way. Thinking about war.
you know a opera aficionado.
Oh, I am.
And this will be
like
even
the sweet-
stranger when the end of this campaign we end up fighting Tiamat, and it sort of just all comes full circle, you
Right
know?
away.
What? What?
Hang on, what?
You know,
That's not this campaign. That's not this campaign.
the classic CR30 ending to a level 6 campaign. It'll be great.
Are we
Oh,
are we
Jesus.
heading back for the Winchester now?
You guys have free reign of Waterdeep. Do as you want.
Are we still in the
Pub crawl
theatre
back
as
to
people
water.
are leaving?
Yes.
Can I just try and pickpocket anyone that looks rich enough to steal shit from?
I mean, I wouldn't expect anything else at this point.
God, how klepto you were. Good.
Feel free to make yourself a little sleight of hand check.
Hey, Beowulf, if you want
And
to
yet,
pub crawl
and yet
back
she
to
never
the-
learns because she always ends up in jail.
That's super.
Oh,
nice.
So, as the crowds begin to bustle out, you try a few grabs, but every time that you go to sort of strike out, you get interrupted by somebody else bustling another way, and as the crowd moves you through, you're unable to get a good grab of anything as the sort of current of the crowd leads you too quickly out the doors.
Ugh, it's not worth it anyway. What do we do now?
Damn. Rich
Pub
people.
crawl.
Crawling.
Pub crawl.
After that inspiring end, you know.
Does anyone feel like we should be looking for this, battle arena that blue bloke was talking about?
I knew that was going to catch your interest, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm keen for the battle arena, but do we want to do that right this second, or should we look for it a bit more in the morning?
Sounds like a morning thing.
Let's get out of these uncomfortable clothes and fishnet shirts that offer no protection.
I don't know what you're
People,
talking
like,
about.
as they walk in the opposite direction, they look at Claymore and wow, damn.
I'm gonna assume we weren't allowed to walk into the opera armed.
Yeah, absolutely not.
Back to
Yes,
Winchester.
definitely in the morning. But now, crawl, boys.
Oh. Are you guys heading to your own pub, or are you gonna check out some of the other local breweries?
We can like hit the pubs on our way back to the
A
Winchester.
beer in every pub on the way back.
And as
Yeah.
we leave, slowly start a small fire at each one. See if we can drum up some business.
Can I get several bottles of your finest spirits, please? And do you have any matches?
I'm just gonna start dragging patrons out with me slowly.
One
Down
at-
bar.
Make friends and make friends in low places.
Beautiful. So you do end up finding quite a few. You've sort of mapped them out in your head now, as a few of you have stayed in Waterdeep for quite some time. Let me just quickly bring up all of the drinking holes on our way.
392 of them. Make a constitution check.
Sounds like an Australian city.
I know. Call it Rockhampton.
Oh yeah, Rocky.
Bit of Rocky, eh? Back
So,
in the fucking nowhere.
we'll say that you sort of made your way to which ones? The trade wards, we'll say, is where you'll find the opera house. And on the way back, you stop at the Duskin Glade Inn, which is, not the cheapest of the taverns, but it's definitely a nice establishment. It's known for its music and the fact that it is largely the heart of Twilight Ventura in the trade wards. That is absolutely my impression as well. It is rated 3 stars for cost, 4 stars for fare, and 4 pipes for comfort.
And 5 for music.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
great.
known for it. You walk in, it's a lively jig playing, really good. Every night you know that Denabria, who is one of the owners of the Duskin Glade Inn, she gives their performance free quarters, so it draws in some of the best talent passing through the city.
As we walk in and head over to find a table, I'm just going to pickpocket the richest person I can see between me and that table.
You walk past, a few people like yourselves have sort of, not wanting to end the night, ended up here. You see a rich couple, the man boisterously laughing as the wife sort of slaps him on the arm, and they sort of are just enjoying each other's company. Which one are you targeting?
The woman.
Sexist. Go ahead, make a sleight of hand. You would have got that comment whichever way you went.
Nice.
15.
I have a feeling we should attach a bell to Ren.
Yeah.
With a 50, you find some low-hanging fruit, and you're able to snatch a small coin purse out of her pockets as she is seemingly enamored by her husband. And in it, you find 17 gold pieces.
Got to recover from buying stupid clothes.
Like every single place we go from now on will be like, and I robbed the closest person, please.
I never found out how much my clothes cost.
How much did you have? You have 30 gold pieces, right?
I had 20.
I'm gonna say, like, because you went to the half price rack, you got like all of that for 10 gold pieces. It was like you just managed to make it work.
Bargain. Oh, I made it work all right.
Like nobody else wanted them because they were so atrocious independently, but the combination, the eye for fashion you pulled off, just
Sometimes you just need a little vision and a little bit of courage.
yeah. In this case, you had almost no vision but a lot of courage.
Okay.
So, you guys able to get that? What do you guys do? Are you guys just enjoying the atmosphere for a while?
I think we need to
Yeah,
figure out this.
one beer.
One beer.
One beer.
Should we?
So you guys smash this one, and you end up enjoying quite the evening there. The music continued to be impressive. Where to next?
The next closest pub.
Beautiful. So
On our way
after
home.
your stint inside the Duskin Glade, you need a little bit of a respite. So you find yourself in the Gentle Rest, which is a 5-story structure with a nice central location, good views. It used to be a bit more upscale, but it has some good liveliness now too.
I want to look in there with the bloke. Looks like he's got a really good looking axe. I'm not arm wrestling for it.
You walk in, and you notice that the clientele is a little bit like business travelers. They don't really carry their weapons as much. They all seem a little bit overweight. None of them seem to have really hit the old training dummies in a while. And you notice very disappointedly that nobody has an axe in this particular tavern. One of them has a dagger, but he looks like he might not be even able to wield that effectively.
I'll be close to Beowulf, ready to cast guidance on him for an ability check if he needs it.
You want to challenge the guy with the dagger to arm wrestle?
I'm gonna save this for a real weapon.
Beautiful.
Got a dagger anyway.
So the ale here is a little bit less strong, but it is decently priced, and it does provide a little bit of a clearing of the head before the inn of the dripping dagger.
Oh, this beer reminds me of.
Terrible.
What's that?
I'm making love in a canoe. Getting close to water.
So the next inn, after you've had this particular experience, is described as a battle-scarred and bloodied door hiding an amiable, comfortable place for higher swords to stay and be hired from. And here, on the contrary, you find quite a few axes.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna as he goes to approach the table, I'm gonna tap him, and he gets a D4 to the next ability check in the next minute.
You find yourself on the table with what seems to be the the A crop of the mercenaries, as they all eye you coming in. They've been known to scope out the competition,
It's
and
the
a few of them
hot
says
loincloth and the fishnet shirt.
it really does wonders, doesn't it? And one of them says, "Oi, you here for some jobs?"
Could be, but firstly, I need a good weapon. Boys look like you're carrying a few of those.
Oh, you're looking to brawl for one of these? I don't think you've come to the right place. You're pretty outnumbered.
I want to, links for the weak and wonderful. Why don't you, move the table, do a bit of a strength, one-on-one. We slam hands and we slam them down, see who wins.
Oh, no, now you're just being ridiculous. And one of his mates is like, "No, come on, Doug. You can do it. Don't let this guy tell you how to run your sort of gambling." And he says,
Come on, Doug.
No, mate, come on. I'm just trying to enjoy a beer here. It's no use just throwing our weapons at the first person who comes in here arm wrestling for it.
That's all right,
Oh,
Doug.
no,
maybe.
Doug. Like, what weapon are you carrying?
I have a quick plot, mate. I have a battle axe. Until
The
two-handed.
guy's like, "If you fight him for his, you'll have two, and then you'll be one of the most badass fighters around." And the guy says, but I'm not so sure about this. And he says, "Give me a look at your axe then, and I'll see how good it is." And he says, "I'll give you a look at mine."
Alright, we
And
change
he,
axes
pulls
over.
out, boom, onto the table, this huge axe. And he says, pretty average construction. Nothing too exciting here. I see it's a bit of grime on there. Is that lizard blood? And he licks his finger, touches the axe, licks it. Yeah, that does quite taste like lizard blood. Where'd you get yourself a lizard on this axe?
Don't have to worry, I'll tell you the story if you're a winner.
Oh,
At the moment,
it's a pretty compelling
you
deal,
know.
that one. All right, arms on the table. Everybody gather round. And you hear the silence in the tavern as everybody else stops. And the bartender says, "Everybody, we want a good, clean match. Now, what's at stake here, boys?" "Oh, this one here challenging me to a weapon arm wrestle." "What, so you're saying me that if he wins, then you get his axe and you trade him, yeah?" "That's right."
Yep.
Is that correct? All right. Well, then I need both of your weapons. I will hold them, And whoever wins gets them both. I don't want no fighting over it. Is that understood?
Yeah,
Are we
right.
allowed to place side bet?
Oh, betting is absolutely encouraged. Please come to me for any of your betting needs.
I'm going to
I bet,
bet my last 10 gold.
10 gold. Yeah, I bet 10 gold on Beowulf.
Oh, beautiful. This is going to be
Yeah.
something extraordinary. All right. So I'm going to
So I
quickly...
can blame him if he loses then. And then he's lost his
Yeah,
weapon.
no, that's
He's
the problem.
Well,
dead
you,
versus
I
you
lose
have
an
got
axe.
guidance, and if needed, I can try something else.
I was going to say, with all the distraction of this going on, I'm just going to walk around the periphery and just steal shit.
Who would have seen that one coming, huh? Awesome. So you find yourself face to face with a large man, everybody around the table. So the odds here are quite close, but the odds definitely are in the favor of the local, and the newcomer has some worse odds. So betting is definitely in the favor. I think it's a 2-1 if to our friend here, to Bear. So we'll see how we go. You can double your cash effectively. So go ahead and give me a strength check.
Here's a
Can I
plus 4
cast
to
Bane?
that. Here's a plus 4 to that.
Oh,
He does.
22 plus 4.
26.
Oh, D4, sorry.
Ooh.
It's D4.
Oh,
Give a
D4.
D4 roll. Yeah.
I cast Bane.
Okay, so did you cast Bane?
Yeah.
Who are you casting Bane on?
The guy that he's having an arm wrestle with.
Which it makes him have disadvantage?
No, to
Roll a
make
d4 and subtract the number from
God.
any saving throw.
Yep.
So
So I have to make a charisma saving throw first.
Yeah.
it's
So let me trigger this.
it's a strange contest because as you begin to fight, you are evenly matched. It is so hard for either of you to get an upper hand on the other. You're both pushing really hard. You feel the blessing kick in as that hand comes on your shoulder, and suddenly you begin to be able to slowly move that hand, and then suddenly the resistance just falters as they seem to suddenly become much weaker. Just slap.
Ah.
And that was the result of the blessing and the bane. So
Yeah, no, that.
I just made it an order because he already lost that by a margin. And so you're able to win. He says, all right, fair's fair. Now, 2 axes to the winner. And anybody who made a bet, please come and collect your gold.
Yeah, go up and get my gold.
Yeah, so
axes.
did everybody bet 10 gold pieces?
I did not. I was busy doing other shit.
Which is fair. I will resolve that. Both Red and Claymore, you both have received 20 gold pieces.
Excellent.
Now, go ahead and give me just a sleight of hand check to see how successful you were nailing a few of these people
Come on.
as you walk.
Damn it.
Out of 10, everybody, in this place, they are quite experienced. They're not really looking for cut purses, so they are keeping their purses well hidden, and you find no easy mark in your trip around the place. And as that continues, you, Rod, now have 2 battle axes, apparently.
And there's nothing different about my battle axe with this, like this one to my one. There's nothing.
Well, aesthetically, you've got a deeper bond to this, your old one. You've probably given it a name at this point.
Yeah, but there's no like extra.
There's no
Really?
stats differences.
That's more where I was aiming, but yeah, sweet.
Can we sit down for a beverage while we're just perusing our winnings?
Oh, absolutely.
Celebrate our win.
You get hit on a few times, as per normal. Everybody else, you sort of find yourself.
He's just
Is that why you
Claymore.
win?
totally peaked.
The serving woman in this tavern have been in the corner and every once in a while they'll come back together, have a bit of a giggle, and point your way, and sort of make themselves known. One of the lady that got robbed by the Ren before comes over to you as well and says, "I would just like you to know that my husband and I over there were really admiring your sense of fashion. Just marvelous, absolutely marvelous. Did you see the show this evening?"
I did. I did.
How good was
really
that?
enjoyed. How good was the sweets?
Oh, those candied medallions.
Yeah, they
what a-
stole the show.
What a triumph of culinary delight.
The dragons were good too,
They were.
and the singing.
The singing, I've heard that they had one performer there, just an outstanding act, just really was able to nail it. But yes, I cannot wait for the next iteration of it. Well, that's all from me. You have a lovely evening, and best of luck too.
Good evening.
If we're sitting down, so Ren's just going to turn to Red and say, Ren, how do you know this Harper group? What's the story there?
I was approached by the man we just met, Murd, whilst I was at the Yawning Portal. Their interests seem to align, although now I'm not so sure. But that might just be his outlook on things. But they're a good group. They mean well. They want to do good in what they do. This music does not suit.
I just want to call back to that one. You guys are seriously putting the money going towards the poor in Waterdeep as a secondary to the two children that have been already sacrificed to a demon.
It's legit. Do both. Do both. You can do both. 500 dragons, or whatever. 500,000 dragons.
What,
Yeah.
It's I hope that you're sort of seeing the big picture here.
what do you what do you owe this guy?
Nothing. It's just that he has information, and he, unlike the group that unfortunately Bear aligned himself with, has more higher ideals than making money.
So, I'm still. What are we going to do with this stone of galore and the eyes? Let's just say we put it all together and find these 3 stones. Is the plan for us to then give 500,000 of that to Mr. Castlelancer and take?
Oh no! I'm not going to give the money to them. We're going to personally go and pay the money to this demon, so that way we can get the children, make sure they're safe.
That's what I meant.
I don't trust them.
We resolve that issue.
And then the other money we use ourselves to improve the quality of life for the poor within the city.
And what does the Harpers get out
As
of this?
well.
Quality of life for the pub.
Well, yeah, exactly. Well, we can use the pub to double, morning shift as a soup kitchen sort of thing, and then afternoon shift we make the money, and then it feeds itself sort of thing. I don't know. I'm not the best at planning business. I didn't expect it all to come up all at once.
So what is the Harpers' investment in this? What do they get out of this?
That we do good for the city.
What is good about us trying to just get 500,000 dragons? What good does that do to the city? I know it does lots of good. I'm quite happy about that.
Yeah, no, but it's the way that if we collectively agree how to use the money to help the city, it's win-win for us and them, because they want to help the city also.
Okay.
They want to make sure that things the Zentarum, the Xanathars, the Bragendarths, all of those work towards those becoming pretty much non-existence, and root out corruption and everything on all levels to make sure that the city is a good place.
He's placing a lot of trust in you to give you, should we be successful, to let us hold on to this fortune and effectively, potentially, royally piss off a bunch of other groups in the city.
Well, you know, at the moment, it's not so like we work together as a group. We haven't really talked about exactly what we're going to do with all the money. We haven't worked out a business plan or anything like that. And at the end of the day, if you guys don't all agree, like I know what the stone is, you guys don't. So
Wow,
Jesus.
that,
Twist.
that escalated quickly. Where might that stone be then?
I,
Because we're going to need
I've had
that, Red.
I've had a bit of ale so far tonight. So
How do we even know when we find these three eyes how to use the stone to find the cache?
I'm fairly certain it'll be like the nimble right detector. Insert the stones in, and then point in a direction, and it'll be like.
Boom.
So you say you know where the stone is. Why are you hiding that from us? Is there no trust here, Red?
No, I just wanted to see how capable you guys were, and so far you didn't pass the inspection. So I think it's best that only one of us know, in case any of us are captured by the other parties who are after the stone. It's better that one of us know where it is, not everyone.
A bear, Clay, how do you feel about this? You comfortable with Red being, I'm guessing, a Jason as well, being the only people that know?
I think we all need to get in on this and work out where it is,
Is it,
because I'm not trusting this the faction and not making sure they're not going to get their bloody hands on it.
Well, what are your intentions? What do you want to do with the money? Are we going to help these children?
We're going to have to get these children out first because we're all, God-fearing people at some point. We save these
Yes,
children, we
and
get this coin, and then we work out what we need to do to make this place our place.
and are we going to
I
make
don't
sure
think we're exactly going to be able to tackle an archfiend. It's either pay him off or don't. And I don't think we're going toe to toe with an archfiend.
No, but like we'll pay him off, but then the rest of the money, the extra 500,000 dragoons, are we going to use that to make things better for ourselves, or are we going to make things better for ourselves as well as everyone else?
Mhm. I don't need a lot of money to survive. I would really
Uh-huh.
like to use some of the information, some of that money, to acquire some additional information for my own means. So I'm happy if we split it. Fair reward for fair effort.
Yeah, money split for money earned. So I think we've got to discuss how this is going to pan out, because
Talk about counting your chickens before they hatch.
I know
Yeah, we could all die, but it's best to get this out all the way
who
now.
hasn't thought about winning $30 million and already divided it.
Yeah, well, we have the Winchester together,
Yeah.
and as I said to Mert, I don't know why, but for some reason, I do trust you guys. I didn't at first, but for some reason, I do trust you guys, and we can make a difference. We seem to stumble into everything, but I think if we really plan, we can actually make a difference in the city.
And I like the idea of being the controlling owner of the city, making sure it's run our way.
I'm a bit worried that finding a million dragoons puts a. Is it dragoons or dragons? I think I wrote it down wrong at the beginning.
I mean, I've been using both.
A million dragons paints
Depends how
a
noble
pretty
someone
big
is.
target on your back.
Yeah. We make that
Well,
target smaller, the amount smaller. It might work out
Well,
more favorable.
yes, or that, or we enlist the assistance of the faction, say the Harpers, who we know so far have not given us any reason to distrust them, to help us, keep things quiet as we go about our business and locate the money, and then afterwards help us distribute the money properly.
You say you
Like-
don't trust us, but then you just said you do trust us. But I'm finding there's more and more to you that we just don't know yet, Red.
What do you
Or
want to
your
know?
mate.
Steve is Steve.
Oh,
He's really not that hard.
Jason.
He's really not that hard to understand. He's a Minotaur. He fights. He sleeps. It's not very difficult to understand.
No, your mate Jason, who just pops out of nowhere. Help.
It's rather convenient.
I think-
Whenever just Jason appears, red disappears. Don't you think?
I don't. That might be a discussion for a later time. Maybe not out here, where in the public.
We are in the pub too.
That the guy's like, I want my axe back.
Shut up.
Gone, I got a tavern
David-
brawl. You guys keep talking.
I think there's some trust that needs to be earned both ways here, Red. So what say we put the stone on the table once we get back to the Winchester and just put all things out?
And then I think we've stone out on the table, and then we've got to go find these eyes because we're not getting anywhere without those.
Let's go back to the Winchester or put our stones on the table.
Stones out for the boys.
I don't think that's exactly what they meant there. I know that fishnet top's got you thinking certain things.
Try an
uh,
alternate way of
Friends
meeting.
excited or horrified?
Are you all keen to do more pubs, or are you sort of heading back to the tavern with this discussion in mind?
I think we might have to get some alcohol and head back to the Winchester to talk things over in a room.
Beautiful.
We're at the point of the night where things got heavy, got D&M, and then got
Yeah.
heavy.
Yeah.
So pub crawls are
Suddenly starting to get like it's not a good opportunity for another pub.
at least not in
Yeah.
public. It's D&M now.
Oh, yeah. Let's go drink some more in the comfort of our own tavern.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much. Yeah,
The floating beer.
we at least know we don't have any customers there except for the ghost.
Who's more of a worker than anything else at this point?
Mm.
Clay, did you lock the door on the way out of the Winchester? We're not going to go back and find the Nimblewright tied up. Erstel in the back room, and a bunch of customers hanging around getting pretty confused.
Erstal wouldn't have moved. He'd be very much pinned down by Steve right now.
Absolutely. So you find yourselves back in the tavern, and you all gather around. The ghost pours a few drinks, sensing the mood, and puts them down on the nice table in the center of the room.
So, with the,
Right.
with the ARs out on
Where's
the
the
table,
stone?
let's see the stone, Red. Let's earn some of that trust.
I produce the stone.
Great.
It's safe. It's safe. As I said, I think it's best that only one of us knows where it is at all times. So if any of us are caught and tortured, it's safe.
I'm going to ask you now.
And
Yeah, Clay.
why is that person you?
Adam?
Was it sorry?
Why is the person that knows you?
Well, it literally was because I had it when we got back to the pub.
And yet, when we were looking for it, you didn't pipe up and say, "Oh, by the way, everyone, the stone is right here."
Yes. I had my reason. As I said, like, it's best that one person knows it. I may have also possibly forgotten that I had it on me at that time.
Inside
Happens the best.
My intelligence is very high, so it's very probable.
Am I doing this, or is I just joking?
Should we maybe leave it with Steve so it's not wandering the streets? Steve can hold his own.
Steve's also asleep a lot of the time.
Have we?
Yeah, that's true.
Can we not
So-
leave it in the Winchester?
Well, how many people do we know that we operate out of here? We have the Harpers. We have your mate's bear.
Mm.
The
Fairly sure we're on Xanathar's radar.
In time, Xanathar will know. What about our spiritual, earthly, our spiritual mates that float around here?
give it to
As,
them to hide.
as if on
But they
cue,
look after it.
there's like a bottle that's just like being held next to you all, and you feel a slight pressure on the Stone of Galore.
Oh, you want to hide this for us?
Just like more pressure.
He's gonna fuck us over, but okay.
it,
Okay, hide this.
it floats up into the ceiling, and then like the stone gets stuck as it's trying to move between floors. Dunk, dunk, dunk. And then it like floats down again, and then goes up the stairs.
That's a
Only,
good compromise. We all know it's here.
yeah.
And,
Only when the
we
four
know
of us
where it is.
ask for it. Only when if all four of us either together, well, there's to be at least two of us together. Bring it back. I'm just thinking, in case any of us die, just saying all four of
Yeah.
us won't really work.
Yeah, like imagine if only one of you survived. You're like, God damn it, that's my fortune gone.
Well, but if it's also, yeah. At least two
It'll
of
take
us.
3. That way one dies.
The spirit finally floats down again, and it pours itself a drink, and you just hear like a splash onto the ground as it tries to drink it.
It's okay. Thank you for your help.
Lifts up the glass floats like a cheers, and then splashes more alcohol onto the ground.
Does our ghost look happy? Have we worked out what it looks like?
He's way less aggressive than he was before. I think that is the only form of sort of measurement you have for the ghost's happiness.
Putting a ton of faith into something we have no idea about.
It's alright. I'm pretty sure if it comes to it, I can find where it's hidden.
I promise you, this adventure never called for us to figure out what the ghost motivations were as far as the Stone of Galore was concerned.
You have to be ready at all times, DM.
Oh, the ghost
He
has it
seems
now.
happy.
It suddenly has taken on much more depth of character than it did maybe 5 minutes ago.
His preparation is for us being murder hobos. He's got us trying to burn the ghost.
And it's like
all
the one
ghosts.
session
I had,
where we're
the
not being
taverns
murder
were
hobos.
very flammable. I didn't expect you to bring those
I know.
flames
Then
Okay.
again, the ghost just seems happy pouring beers out.
Love and life.
But
Good tavern,
Yeah.
good company.
If we're talking about trust and knowing each other some more, I know a little bit about Bear. I don't know much about you, Claymore, or you, Ren. So you show me yours, I'll show you mine, as it were.
Oh, great, we're doing this again.
No stones, no stones.
it's yay!
What is it you want to know?
Seen a foxtail remote.
Clay.
Call that a long sword. That's a short sword if I ever saw it.
You seem to act kind of nonchalant and disappear whenever we go into a crowded room and come back sometimes a little bit richer, most of the time not. What are you after, Ren?
I am after. I've never had any other way of getting money. I've always lived out in the mountains, so lived off the land. I have no way of earning an income apart from just taking what I need in the city. This is all I have. This is all I know.
That's all you want from your life?
No. There's much more to the story to why I'm in the city at all. I'd much prefer to be out with nature But there are things which have led me here to. I'm hunting down a particular group of individuals that have taken someone very close to me.
What's that?
Yes, exactly.
More or less a father figure of mine.
And
Consults
what can
mine.
we do to assist you?
Well, all I know is that I'm trying to track down any kind of information about a group called Zorgul's Hand. If you've ever seen an emblem of a hand in flames, this is the symbol that I'm trying to track down. This group um, is responsible for taking this person that was really close to me, my father figure.
Any of you
I-
ever done a bit of historical research on some of the?
unless they were active in my hometown of Baldur's Gate, I wouldn't know anything about them, would I, DM?
I think so. No.
No.
And unless I came across them in the bounty hunting days and going through the Zentime, I probably wouldn't know anything either.
You may have touched on them, but I don't know whether you'd have known about who they were.
No, but to get that, I'd have to roll basically a nat 20 on history or
Go ahead and try. Go ahead and try.
bit of history.
That's what the roll.
Come on, that's 20.
Double H.
With the night in history, you remember lots of hands being on fire, but they seem to be far more corporeal than a symbol.
It looks like this, and I pull out.
I don't know.
You know nothing.
Okay. No, I'm not originally from Waterdeep, so bear.
I've
Claim,
not
Claymore.
come across them before, but
I'm not
definitely
from
will now
Waterdeep
be on the
either.
hunt.
There's also something
You want me to
further deeper.
want me to send word?
Yeah, yes. Anything you can find to help me track down this group would be amazing.
I'll do the same.
But there's
Right.
something.
I will at some point get in touch with my Zentarum connections and see what they know.
And I'll also send off word for the Harpers.
Look at us all participating with our local groups.
Yeah.
No.
And I say,
Support local.
Ren said, there's something more than that, though. Something which is a mystery to me, even. And I just pull back my hood to reveal like this massive purple mark on her face.
Oh, that's cool.
Shit.
I've heard of a famous ranger. Oh, actually, can I just roll a history check about Minsk and Boo? DM?
Sure.
Being from
Yeah, whilst
Baldur's
you're
Gate.
doing that, I'm gonna grab Ren's head and just move it like, ooh,
What did you do?
shiny.
That a birthmark or something?
It's been,
I rolled
Your history
fantastic.
check was as good as
it
mine.
has been
You're
with me.
unable to ascertain.
I know. I've heard of someone with a mark like that, but I can't remember exactly anything about them at all.
Good story.
Glad we had the chat.
It's been with me for as long as I can remember, and I really need to know what it means, if anything.
I have a very important question for you, though, Ren.
Yep.
Where's your wolf?
Just over there.
Holy
see,
shit!
like, underneath one of the other tables, just like glaring. All you see is the eye slits, just like peering out from the shadows.
Does it drink also?
I think it's had a few tonight while we've been out. Yeah.
It's like you see, like there's like beer in its bowl next to it.
Excellent, excellent. So you don't know how you got the mark, and your father figure was stolen by Zorgons.
Zorgolg's hand.
Pretty
Zor-
proud of that name, by the
I
way.
think that's a good one.
Zor Gorn.
Quite a mouthful.
Zor Gog's
Oh,
hand.
Gong's hand. I'll put it in the.
Can you
All
guess
the
what type of race might use a name like that?
I don't even want to try right now. And weird birthmark. Do you think there is correlation between those things, or
I don't know. I mean, this person only took Grimmer from me about a year before I ended up meeting you. But this birthmark has been with me all my life. Birthmark. This mark on my face has been with me all my life.
yes, it's usually what birthmark means.
Does it give you any kind of special powers? Does it do anything? Does it light up at night when you get lost?
Doesn't do anything.
Hmm,
Sucks, doesn't it?
Cut by the gods.
that's one extra mystery for at some point. Maybe when we're off reach, we can figure out how to deal with that.
I'd love some cash to help me find out.
Well,
Oh,
I'll pledge now that whatever you need, I'll help
Appreciate it.
as long as you
You
help.
boys
help
know, how we got to get cash, right?
find the dragons.
Head to that battle arena. Find out where they're hiding it all.
oh,
Well,
While
think-
we're having a little quiet chat before the evening sets in, Clay, what's your stories? How did you end up joining us, or forming part of this group? Clay, you're sitting there very quietly there, stroking your chin. What's your background?
I'm looking for someone. My sister. She was taken from our family home by some sort of shadowy evil thing
This does sound all
before
too
it
familiar.
torched the house. I've never stopped looking for her, and I'm never going to stop looking for her. Even if that means wandering from town to town, trying to find her or find some clue as to what that thing was that took her. And along the way, anything that's dark or lines itself to evil needs a bit of stamping out. I'm happy to send it on its way and maybe learn some more about those that treat the darkness of their realm.
Was it a dark entity which took your sister? Do you know that much, or what did you know about
or
it?
was he taken by the Zorgem's hands?
Very much like a shadowy, like a shadow. That's as good as I can remember when we were young, and it's been 10 years at least. I just remember a shadow grabbing her, dragging her away, and the room bursting into flames.
And have you checked the X-Files for that?
I'm trying to remember the theme music.
Yeah.
That's it.
Copyrighted.
So this
Copyright.
Are you looking for your sister or the shadow which has taken her, or both?
Oh, both. I'm assuming one will lead to the other, and maybe that I die trying. That's where my head's at.
I place my hand on Claymore's shoulder, and I pledge to help you also to find your sister.
Good man. Once we're done in Waterdeep, are they my headphones dying? Once we're done in Waterdeep, I'll move on. But Waterdeep's a bit of a cesspit of the underworld, the underdark, I figure there's a few things I could potentially learn here. Not aligned to any of these guilds or these factions. As far as I'm concerned, they're all as messy as each other. But I might just kick a few heads in and see what I learn along the way.
I'm happy to help where I can and use whatever other connections that I have to.
That's why I'm interested in this Xanathar character, because mind flayers and what was it? The Xantharum using beholders, not beholders, the baby ones,
Gazers.
spectators.
Yes.
Yeah. All these abominations. This is a bit of a hot spot for that sort of mess.
Well, we're learning so much of each other. Bear.
We got an archfiend in town.
Yeah.
That
I don't.
Casually.
deepest, darkest bad.
Yeah. I don't know how much what we can do to save these children, and going up against an archfiend is not my bag just yet. I think that's a little above our pay grade. But where there's an archfiend, there's got to be some other kind of trouble too.
They tend to
Darkness
follow.
attracts darkness.
They tend to follow. Bear, while we're in a
Bear.
sharing zone, a comfortable zone of comfort here.
I just imagine you all sitting there, like a few beers, just drinking another one, pounding a drink before being like, "All right."
Yeah, I come from an interesting family. One, that we call a cub, the cashed up bogans. So a shit ton of coin back in the day, but in my teen and younger years, family was considered racist, uncouth. Because my mum had 7 kids, it was judged badly. So for me to run away from that world, the reason to get up and not live life on this, to be rich and famous and buy all the good shit and make us who we aren't. To change all that, to actually get out there and use my skills to really help for the good and make sure people have got what they need and are not judged unpoorly. I've got one of those addictive personalities, as you can see with the old skills or two. Got me a bit of the crazy shit, but the world's all about running away to live in the underworld and to not rest on my parents' coin. I don't want to be no cub no more. I'm out here to fight for me alone, and feel like you need my help, step in to make the world right. What is in these beers? Oh, prissy and shit. Jeez.
You see like the spirit holding like a bottle of spirits behind Bear, and every time the cup goes down, he just like pours a little dip into the cup.
Is it normal to feel this mesh on your skin and actually kind of like it?
So as we find our heroes reflecting on some things that they learnt tonight about what they may be able to do to recover the coin, it is very apparent that the questions won't end there as they seek to use their wealth for the betterment of the people, but also to go after their own goals and to hopefully find peace and vengeance for some. And it's with that I'm going to call it a night.
Awesome.
All right, I'll wait till the beginning of the next session to do my revenge. That's fine.
That'll be a good start. I think that'll be a cool start.
It'll be a good start. That'll be fun. No, that was good. Yeah.
So thank you everybody for joining us. It's been great to have you all on board. And I hope you enjoyed the session and the opera shenanigans. And as always, if you missed anything, there is always going to be YouTube later when Dan gets to it.
6 a.m. Monday morning.
Okay.
That's all good.
Yeah, no, it's 6 a.m. Monday mornings. I have the video edited and streamlined, no gaps or anything. It's all ready to go. But yeah,
That's
Oh, editing ninja.
You're Dan, the video man.
that's me. That's me.
And the video.
Yeah. And
Alright.
also thank you to Jeremy for running the stream, hosting it, making sure it all worked properly.
And making it better every week.
Good fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna
That
find.
is all. If you all ever feeling down, make sure to go and look at Beyond Blue. We are personally big fans, and we think they're worth supporting. So never be too afraid to talk about what you're going through, and those guys are there to make sure that you guys all stay good and healthy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fantastic.
Hopefully you can. We're gonna go raid someone now, everyone.
We are.
Yep. Right.
We're ready.
Enjoy the ride.
We're gonna raid. Type it in properly. One sec. Epic Phelan.
Roll.
Epic Phelan or Phelan?
Phelan. F-A-E-L-A-N.
Oh,
Quite
cool.
mouthful.
Sounds cool.
Let's check it out. They are also playing a bit of chilled out D&D. Let's go raid.
Excellent.
Raid in about 5 or 6 seconds. 10, 11
Bye, guys.
people, sending them that way. Let's hope they enjoy. Make sure you let them know that Raging Roll sent you. And we hope to see
Enjoy.
you all next week.
See you next week.
Bye.
Next week
Bye.
is... Next week is...
Ballerina?
Next week?
Ballerina link.
Ballerina. Ballerina.
Time for
Ooh. Will
Ballerina.
Over.